Hey everyone, welcome to the channel Vaahan Xpedition, where we talk about software-driven cars. Ever dreamed of making your own Android app but stuck at coding? Wait, what if I tell you you can build your own first app today through minimal coding in Kotlin? Stick around and I'll just show you how to do that in just few clicks. So let's launch Android Studio. I assume that you already have installed Android Studio in your systems. So we'll start with new project. You can see we have multiple options here. We can make app for phone, Wear OS, television, automotive. Going forward, we'll make more apps on automotive as this channel deals mostly into automotive segments. So we have here multiple templates. You can have game, navigation, response. We can have also empty activity. It doesn't have any template. We have to start from scratch everything. So let's select empty activity as we'll be doing everything from scratch today. You can give any application name. Let's say we give something as first app. As you can see, this first app name has been amended to the package name. Just to give you a fun fact, this package name needs to have at least one dot separator, otherwise it gives you error. So let's make it back to the original. Okay, my bad. And this has to be unique too, otherwise let's assume that you want to deploy your application in future to Android Play Store, and if the name matches with any other package name which is already existing in the Play Store, you will not be able to deploy your application. And then SDK. So for SDK, there's also again a fun fact here. Let's assume that you select for Lollipop, which is a bit quite old now. So it says that your app will run on approximately 99.7% of devices. So because most of the people have already been using Lollipop and above. So let's say if you select Nougat, it decreases a bit, and if you select a bit of latest one, let's say Vanilla, it's just less than 1% of devices. So let's select back to Nougat. It's Android 7.0, and then you can have build configuration language. So as we are doing in Kotlin, so we'll be selecting Kotlin, and then we'll move ahead and click on finish. This will take a bit of time as it builds your Gradle, and it starts off with your application. As you can see here, it builds your Gradle project. The first time users who are writing the code for the first time in Android Studio will take around 45 minutes to 1 hour time for you to set up. Since I've already done this coding of few of the projects in my Android Studio, so for me it should be taking a couple of minutes to set up, and yeah, it's done. So let's maximize the screen, and let's see, we have here app. So it comes up with the 3 folders by default. One is manifest, one is Kotlin Java. Here we can see the main activity.kt file, which is already open. So this is where the Kotlin file is. .kt means it's Kotlin, and if it is .java for you, it means Java file. And then we have rest folder. We have multiple folders again here, recursive ones, drawable, map values, and XML. Have some of the deals with the layout basically. So as we have trying to today do with some of the layout designing. So let's create a layout directory or folder. So let's name it as layout. And then we can create one layout resource file. It should be named as activity_main.xml, and then we can give it as linear layout. There are many other kind of layouts too, but we'll be talking about it in future videos. Today we'll start off with a linear layout, which is very basic, and then we click on OK and done. So once you have the activity main XML in place, so you can see this kind of screen which comes up. It actually shows your dummy screen when you will be dragging and putting your UI, and it will be a visualization how it looks like. Additionally, if you like to code directly, you can also code here, and if you do not want to code, you can just click on this and you can just start with the drag and drop options. So let's drag and drop few of the things. So let's start with TextView. So here we have TextView. Let's zoom the screen a bit so that it's visible to you. And then we can have some plain text, and also we can have some buttons as we need to make our button actionable. So we can have some buttons here. So let's, for the text view, let's maintain some text here. So we'll write as enter your name. And for name, let's not have something, let's keep it blank. And for button, let's make it as submit button, or you can have OK or your wish. If you want to make all these things in center, you can just click on this search options. You can search for gravity. You can come here and make it as center as false to true. This comes as center. We don't want to make it a center, so let's click make it false and it's back to the top position. Let's have some colors. So we can have some color, so we can change some text color. Let's make it a bit red. It becomes red. This submit button, so let's make submit color button as blue, so it becomes blue. And we can also increase the size of the text so that it appears a bit readable in the UI. So let's make it as 30 dp. dp means data pixel, sorry, display pixel. Let the size, let the text of the size what we enter should also be kind of 25 dp. And let the submit button should be around 35 dp. It should be big. And I think this should be fine. And then we can have a look in this. So you can see that we, whatever the three attributes we added, text view, edit text and button, got updated here. So even if you want, you can write a code as I mentioned earlier. If you don't want to write a code, you can also already drag and drop and it's already gets updated the code here. Coming back to the Kotlin file, so here it's our main activity.kt file, and we have to do all the stuffs, whatever the code we want to write, we can write here. So we'll start off, and so already by default, Android Studio gives you a sample code. So let's try to build this code and see what it comes. Okay, so let's click on build. It connects to the emulator, and here is our app. The Gradle build is running. Okay, so it says installed successfully, finished in 1 minute 900 milliseconds. The app launches of its own. It says hello Android because that is what it comes up by default. So let's stop it and minimize the screen, and then let's start off with what we added. So we'll delete these stuffs, and we also remove this first app theme. We don't want this. Set content, enable edge to edge. We don't need this. Okay. So since we added some content to view, so we'll write this function set content view. Select it from the suggestions box, and then we write as r.layout.activity main. So it gives you kind of whatever we wrote, it launches the UI for you, and even if you don't write anything. So let's try to do that. Okay, it gives me error, so let's remove the extra braces here and try to build it again. Okay, so it launches here, and you can see this, all the things comes up. You can write your name here, let's say Vaahan, and click on submit. This will not work as we haven't done any coding yet for the button to action. So let's stop it, and then we can do some coding part here for the button as well to make it active. So let's take variable, well, my button is equal to find view by id. So what's id here? Id is nothing but the, you can see our XML file. So here is our id. This needs not to be changed, as here also you can say it. This is our id, text view id, button id. So if you change this, so we need to change everywhere in the code as well. And since it came, so whatever we have is our button ID, so we'll maintain the same thing here. So we'll write it as button, and we mentioned as r dot id dot, our id was button, so it comes as button. And then we can have again val my text view equal to find view by id, again should be something called as text view. That's r dot id dot text view. So you can see in the import section, you need to import few of the stuffs. Import Android dot widget dot button, since we include button here, so it becomes the red part is removed because it doesn't have any error now. And also we can do for the text view the same as button, so we'll do it as text view. So for button action, so we'll write as my button dot set on click listener. My text view dot text is equal to welcome to the home page. That's it, right? I hope this works. Let's fix some alignment part. Okay, I think this should be fine. Let's build our app. Okay, so here we have some issue with the case sensitive, so let's make it this as my button, and then let's build it again. Okay, the app launches here. It asks you for enter your name, so let's give some name, Vaahan. Let's click on submit. It says welcome to the home page. Sounds cool, right? So this is just the beginning. In upcoming videos, we'll make login screens to do apps, calculator, dashboards, and some real-time applications as well. We'll see how the application transitions. So this is for now. Thank you for watching, and hit subscribe for further more videos, hit like, and also drop down the comment box whatever the videos you want to have. Thank you.